Have you ever felt like demons are simply out of your reach? The truth is, you don't actually need skill, you just need the right levels to play. I'll be going over 10 underrated demons that are far easier than you'd expect. In fact, some of these levels are so ridiculously easy, even your grandma could beat it. So make sure to stick around, let's get right into it. We're starting off with one of the easiest demons you can play. Its pacing is pretty slow, making it really easy to sight read most of it in your first few attempts. Although it has multiple game modes like the waving cube, nothing here is really demanding. The only part you might want to practice is the second half, where it speeds up slightly, but apart from that, it's very forgiving. Although it was released a couple of years ago, it's rarely mentioned anymore in favour of newer levels. This demon is known as Styx by Whirl, and it's easily one of the best levels to start with. But if you want something a little faster paced, then this demon is what you're really looking for. While it does look pretty difficult, in reality, it features some of the easiest gameplay I've ever played. In fact, it's so simple that I beat it in under 20 attempts. Now, you might be asking how I did this. Well, the level is so well synced to its song, all you need to do is just click to the rhythm. The gameplay is really enjoyable and, well, just take a look at this decoration. Do I even need to say anything? It's safe to say you won't get bored, considering it placed runner-up in the Geometry Dash Awards 2 years ago. Like Styx, this level used to be a classic and well-known beginner demon, but in recent times, people have stopped talking about it as much. The level I'm talking about here is called I Spy With My Little Eye by Voxercat. And while this is a great option for your first demon, I think this level is even easier. It's only about a minute long, so it's really quick, and like Styx, the gameplay is super easy to sight read. Anyway, all you need to do is click after every arrow, like here, and the level's just pretty much over. The only part that may cause problems is this part at 30%, as it is pretty fast paced. Also, this decoration is stunning for a level built 4 years ago, and it's really fun to play. Just take a look at this. It's called Alto's Odyssey by GD Charles. I managed to beat the level in just a few practice attempts, but the mechanic told me this. Looking for a beginner demon but you've got no idea what you're doing? Well, maybe you should just delete the game altogether. But if you really want to keep going, then I found the perfect level for you. Introducing Nullscape! And if that's somehow still too hard, you could always try a practice run of Congregation to help improve your consistency. Yeah, let's just move on. If you like something a little more classic, take a look at this. It includes some really simple gameplay with a few memory segments sprinkled throughout the level, like this part of 4%, where you have to ignore this fake portal and then jump over an invisible spike. You might be looking at this plain decoration and asking how this level even got rated. Well, it was made a whole 11 years ago. Even though the decoration isn't the best and can seem pretty boring initially, at least you can actually tell where to go unlike some newer levels. Anyway, the level is Green Demon, made by Nano4618. In fact, there used to be a secret way which took you from 24% to the end of the level, and while it was fixed last year, Green Demon is still a great option to beat legitimately. And speaking of doing things the right way, subscribing to my channel is also a pretty good idea too, so I think you know what to do. Anyway, let's get back to it. Next up is the Lightning Road, which is another overlooked demon made way back in 2013. Keep in mind, some older levels you may recognize, like Bloodbath, were created much later than this, so at the time when it was rated, it didn't raise any eyes for its now easy difficulty. But because of this 13-year gap, the Lightning Road is now one of the easiest demons of all time, and for good reason. This gameplay is way too easy to be a demon. Anyway, the first part of the level includes many inverse portals, which can seem a little intimidating at first, but as you get used to it, it's actually really simple. The only part you'll need to look out for is this cube section here, where it involves a bit of memory to dodge these spikes. The Lightning Road's difficulty mainly comes from its cube sections. But if you're looking for a modern level which implements some newer game modes, you should check out this demon. The beginning of it starts off with a really simple cube sequence which repeats for a couple of times. After this, there's a ball section which is a little tricky but easy to get used to. Finally, the last 50% includes a swing and a cube section. You probably won't need to practice this part much because it tells you exactly where to click from these indicators here, making it really easy. Not only this, but with the level being made only a few months ago, the decoration is awesome. It's called DJ by Split72. And talking about music, this next level comes with a great song, and really enjoyable slower paced gameplay. It's called Beat Connection, and while the 8-minute length might scare you at first, the gameplay is so easy for most of the level it's equivalent to that of a normal rated level. Most of the gameplay consists of slow cube jumps like this, while the ending involves the wave and is a little more fast paced. Despite this, it's really fun to play and the decoration is awesome, like this part here, so you will not be leaving the level bored like you may have assumed from a level as long as this one. The difficulty mainly focuses on your nerfs, so if you're not great at controlling them, this might not be for you. But I can guarantee you'll find a part of this level easy because of its diversity. It's called What Is It? And as the name suggests, the gameplay is pretty much a mixture of everything you could imagine. That's why you'll definitely find something to enjoy. The level has themes which switch every few seconds to sync with its song. Because of this, it might require a little bit of practice to get used to the transitions, but it's a great option if you're looking to improve your skill because of how many different game modes it features. While the difficulty mostly relies on its variety, most parts are very simple and easy to get the hang of. However, you might need to practice this part at 43% because the click pattern is pretty difficult to get a hold of consistently, and the robot at 59% can also be a little intimidating because of the constant speed changes. What Is It could have been the easiest demon in Geometry Dash if the difficulty didn't rely on its memory parts, but what if I were to tell you that anybody could beat this next demon? Well, this level was once again released over 10 years ago, so its gameplay is incredibly easy compared to more recent demons you might be familiar with. The level is just a slightly harder version of the normal X step you've likely already beaten before. To vary the level, the creator decided to add some memory parts, but once you've learned them, it becomes easier than the original X step. One part you might need to look out for is this section at 36%, as it requires good ship control to get past the spikes and blue portals, but apart from this, there isn't much skill involved. This level is called X Step V2 by Neptune, but even though I beat this level in 5 minutes, there's still one last demon which is easier than this, and it's called Platinum Adventure by Jerry 4. This demon was almost made a decade ago. It's pretty short and it's sprinkled with a couple of memory parts throughout the level, like the ending where you need to drop down to avoid this invisible spike. It is pretty slow for most of the level, making it really easy to sight read its non-memory parts. But if you're asking how this is the easiest demon, all you need to do is just take a look at its gameplay. This barely even feels like an insane level. Once you've learnt its memory parts, the level becomes so free that you can beat it blindfolded. In fact, after practice I managed to complete it in under 5 attempts. I'm pretty surprised how this hasn't been demoted to an easier difficulty yet, so make sure to check it out just in case. Well, that's all I have to say. If you're looking for even more free demons, make sure to check out my linked video and don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye!